Did you know that you can create your own personal brand story, and by doing that you can increase your income? If you didn't know, then stick with me, because I'm gonna tell you how to do it. And specifically I'm talking to digital professionals. So when I say digital professional, I mean you're probably a software developer just like me, designer, or someone that's working in the IT field. Well, I presume that maybe you are a product owner, or maybe a marketeer, or someone as the definition that I'm putting in my book by digital professionals, because that's how I call them, is someone in IT who's got something to do with computer, right? But now let's go back to the brand story and why do you need that, and then what's going on. So a lot of people in IT, even though we're working in IT, we're performing, like programming jobs, we're doing some marketing for businesses, and that's paradoxical, and we're doing design, UX, etc., etc. But even though we're doing all those things, what struck me most when I started writing my book, and I'm gonna tell you about it at the end of the video, what struck me most with people in IT, because I myself I'm a front developer and I love coding websites, but when I realized that coding websites is just a small part, it's a tiny part that actually constitutes, at the end of the day, like an interface, or constitutes just a small part, small component of what the business needs to do, right? And the role of the business is to get paying customers, or get customers, or help people. And that's why we program websites, we do the UX design to give people a nice experience, a nice feel. But at the end, the person who stands behind the business, who's the business owner, and I want you to learn how they think and why they think like that. And that's coming to the brand story. So every business has their own story, but I want to go about it like from like, I would say, from the end, like the reverse engineering. And with IT people, it's quite complicated, because we know that, let's say, Facebook's got its own story, like how Mark Zuckerberg founded Facebook, etc. We know that Richard Branson maybe has his own story, how he created Virgin, and we know about many other business people and businesses, and about their story, and we identify with those stories. So when I figured out that my own personal story, which is true, it's a fact, it's 100% fact, when I realized that I'm not actually using that, I'm not telling that to the people, I'm just calling myself a front-end developer, or a programmer, or someone doing like a very small, like maybe very small, but very specialized thing. But I want to learn all digital people and remind them that they need to create their personal brand story, because that's gonna lead to increase in income. And then, as I said, why does it happen? Well, because when people know you, not only, I'll give you a story actually with how I see that. So I was ordering Uber recently because I was moving flats, and I ordered Uber. Basically, I ordered Uber before as well, but this one particular guy, he literally helped me move all the things to to his car and then to the new flat that I was moving in. And he was so, you know, like curious about me, and then asking, and he told me his story, how he arrived to London and became the Uber driver. And then he told me that his name was whatever, let's say for the purpose of the story, it was John, right? And then I started thinking, wow, John, so you arrived like 4 years to London, you started being an Uber driver, and then you're helping people. And I gave him a tip, a quite big tip, which I'm not doing for any other Uber drivers unless they would perform such a service and have such an attitude to give me their story, to sell their stories. So essentially that's what it is. You see, you started identifying with John. I started identifying with John. And then I'm saying, wow, John is credible. I mean, his credibility basically boosted up because I started identifying with John. And the same happens with people in IT. If you are, let's say, if you're me, then I was in an orphanage when I was younger. I grew up in an orphanage, and it was very tough for me. It was extremely tough. And then I moved to London with one suitcase, and I started. My first week was at the construction site. I was basically living for a few weeks at the construction site, and I was looking for a first job as a computer programmer, as a software developer, and that was 5 years ago, right? And then through those 5 years, when I moved here after a few weeks, when I moved here with one suitcase with almost no money, just like a pocket money, after 5 years, I'm here and I'm recording this video for you in a second language. And this is not the only language I speak. I speak also other languages. But that's incredible what you can do in 5 years, and tell people this story, because each and every one of us has this story. So we need to tell it in order to make people identify with us. And then once they know your story, maybe the story of like a business case, right? If you have a business. Maybe you have a business, maybe you're a freelancer, maybe you're looking to go into contracting, and even if you're working full time, if you tell your story to your coworkers, to people around you, when you go to the pub, I assume that you go to the pub with your colleagues or with your friends, or when you go to business meetings, even if you're working full time for a company, tell your story, because then they will gonna identify with you and tell the story how you got into the company. Then you will start quickly realize that even when you're programming, tell the story to other programmers. Tell your personal story your personal brand story to people who are around you, because they will start identifying with you, and you will see how quickly, day by day, the more time passes, you will start getting results, first from your colleagues, then maybe from the management, and if you're a business owner, from your customers, if you're a freelancer, from people who will give you contract, etc., etc. So guys, that was the importance of personal brand story. And now I would like to finish this video, and I'm quite animating, but just to finish this video, I would like you to go to marcinruman.com/book, marcinruman.com/book. And if you'd like to get more info on creating a personal brand for someone in IT field, then I highly recommend you go there, you leave me your first name, you leave me your email, and I'll keep you updated. I'll give you free bonuses, I'll give you videos as well. I'm gonna be sending value to the people who are on the list, who are on the email list, because I wanna really change the way people in IT market themselves. As I said, it's paradoxical that we are working in IT field and we don't know how to brand ourselves. So I'm gonna leave you with that. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.